Dangar here. Today I'm going to have a look at oiling or unseizing cables. So by this we're talking a throttle cable, gear cable, steering cable even like a clutch cable on a motorbike or something. Same technique for all of them. We're going to use an air compressor to do this, but I'll show you a technique later where you can actually just sort of hang them using a plastic bag. It takes a lot longer, but if that's all you got, it's just time, so it's not really much more effort. So we'll get going. I'll show you. So these are the type of control unit we're going to. We're going to use this forward control from a Tohatsu today to do this. This has the gear and throttle cables still in it, so I'm going to disassemble these to remove them. Then we'll hook them up, grease them, push oil basically through the whole length of them using the compressed air, and I'll hopefully be a lot freer. This is also a good sort of preventative maintenance. The first guy that sort of showed me this technique was when I was working out of a marina up near Wiseman's Ferry, and they ran a fleet of hire boats, and they'd essentially had the same cables in their fleet for sort of decades, and mostly it was just through doing this every 6 months as a preventative maintenance. So once again, if you can sort of do this regularly rather than using it as a technique to repair something that's starting to fail, you'll have much sort of greater success. Alright, well, let's get going with this one then. So I'm just going to clamp this throttle cable to this pier here just to keep it upright. Just using this quick grip that's sort of got rubber pads on it, so it won't pinch the cable at all. Just do it gently. Now, because this one is a Nito fitting on the end of this hose, which I'll go and grab. The easiest thing for me to do actually is to clamp it on vertically, and then I can pour oil just straight into the fitting. If you did have a straighter valve or a tyre valve on here, you couldn't do that. You'd actually have to put the oil in the end first, then feed it onto your cable. Obviously not this way around, because it'll just run out. But in this case, I'm actually just going to wind this down a bit, feed it on first, clamp it off. I'm just going to move this right to the end, not that it needs to be, it just makes it a bit easier to visualise where it's clamping onto. So I'm going to go about here. I'm going to do this up quite tightly because I don't want it leaking out of here. I mean, a bit's probably going to leak out anyway, but we want the majority of the oil to be able to go right through the cable. So I just need a little flathead for that. And my coffee. So these hose clamps are stainless, which is good because I find the aluminium ones, they're just not strong enough. By the time you actually put any real pressure on them, they'll just tear themselves apart. So if you can, for this purpose, it's best to use stainless ones. Alright, so I'll grab some oil. Not an exact amount, I guess, but I think it's fair to put. I mean, really, there's no reason you couldn't fill the hose. The more the merrier. But we can also repeat this process several times. So now what I'm going to do is just hook this up to the air compressor. Now there's no valve on this at all, so as soon as I connect it, it's going to be sending pressure through. If I get a chance one day, I will actually change this to have an inline valve, but it's not critical. Yeah, so regulator's set to 40 psi, oil's in, and hose clamps tightened up. So I don't know if you can hear that, but there's actually air coming out the other end now, which is great. And so this actually looks like it's got a bit of water coming out too. So fluid's coming out, but it's not that oil yet. So I'm going to leave that going for a while, and then hopefully we'll start to see some oil. This is a synthetic oil actually, so hopefully it'll be quite clearly red when it comes through. So as you can see here, oil's starting to reach the end of the cable now. It's quite a sort of manky brown colour, so it's definitely pushing a lot of water and sludge across with it. But that's fine, you know, it's good to get that out. So I'm going to leave this running for a while. I've upped the pressure to 60 psi on the regulator, just to sort of keep this moving through. It's probably been going about half an hour now, but I'll keep it going for a while. Then I might take the hose off the other end and just put some fresh oil in there, just so there's plenty of fluid coming through. But it's definitely getting there now, and it's nice to know this oil's made the entire length of this throttle cable. So this has been going, yeah, maybe 45 minutes now, and we're getting quite clean oil coming through the end of the cable now. So I'm just going to disconnect this from the air compressor now, and then take this off. There's probably still a bit of oil in here. I actually topped it up not that long ago, so I'd say that's definitely the case. So this cable's now very smooth to operate. It takes almost no force now to get this cable going. So I think it's a good result, it's a good technique. So thanks for watching. I find this a pretty handy, you know, $10 bit of kit. Certainly a great way to keep cables going for literally decades, and certainly a great way to recover a set of cables that have started to seize. If they're seizing because the boat sank, I'd be inclined to, or even if they are just seizing, be inclined to fill the bit of hose with a bit of WD-40 first, run that through just to help clear out the water or whatever, and then use some oil afterwards as a second pass to lubricate the cable and protect it for the future. So thanks for watching. I hope you get some value out of this technique. Feel free to comment if you've got any other suggestions for repairing or servicing these types of cables. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe so you can check out more like it. Thanks very much.